All right, here we are with another Doing It Russ, guys. I am really excited to show you what we're doing today. Just got to Oakbrook, and we're getting the golf clubs out of the Rivian today, and we are going to that store right there, PXG. We're gonna get ourselves a club fitting, and we're gonna see what the experience is like over here at PXG. Let's do it. All right, as you can see, when you first show up to PXG, they are very brand oriented. I love what they've done. They have certainly made golf sexy, and they definitely have their brand on point. Their shopping experience is much like what you may be used to if you go to an Apple store or a Tesla. It's very minimalistic, but very to the point, which is a lot of fun to be a part of. Now, as we start getting into the fitting, I'm not going to show you everything. I'll show you some shots. As you can see, Jack actually takes me through the different club heads. We start with the 5th gen first. We work through some steel. We get into some graphite. We also try out some 4th gen club heads just to see what the numbers say. I was really focused on allowing the club to do a lot of the speaking. So I wasn't really focused on price. I really wasn't focused on a particular look. I wanted to make sure that for the first time I was hitting the golf ball and using the club in my swing and getting the best results out of it. What I noticed after I got warmed up using my 7-iron to start off with, I hit my own club first just to get some numbers. Started hitting the 5th gen out of the gates. I was already hitting it, anywhere from 10 to 15 yards further, which was pretty exciting to see what the potential was. Now, I am about a 10.5 handicap. I haven't had a lot of lessons, so don't beat me up on my swing or my path or things like that. I know I have room for improvement. I am seeking the best outcome for my game as I can in the current moment, as I think we are all searching for the best game. So I'm not really worried about that. I've also had some lower back issues. I've actually had a compressed fracture in my lower back, which was something that I shared with Jack. And I do get a little gassed after a long round of golf. If I'm having a bad round, I can definitely feel it a lot in my lower back. So I'm looking for a little relief on that, which I think is why we went to some graphite irons. But let's take a look at some of my shots.
the clubs are slightly too long.
Okay.
Usually that helps a little bit. Now I don't want it to feel like you gotta work too hard to stay down on it. You know what I mean?
Well, that was, and I maybe feel that way about the, once we get to the driver, because the way I feel comfortable is I feel like I've gotta stretch it out.
With your current one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
Maybe a little bit easier to close that face down, which some of that open face is I'm seeing that slight fade to the right towards the end of the shot. 2. What are you looking for?
Anything in the standard right XP.
that one felt good.
Best ball through the play by far. Swing speed immediately jumped up a little bit here.
Okay.
Yeah. How's that shaft feel?
That's feeling good.
Really good?
Yes.
That right there is a pretty close to ideal ball flight for you. Now, normally with that fade swing, I want him to start a little bit left and fade back for you.
Yeah.
Those last two both carried 169. That's, and with the speed, with your speed, that's pretty close to what I want to be seeing with this club head.
Okay.
There's a couple more here, and I want you to try to start XP, but I already really like the shaft.
That one was a long. Well, that wouldn't kill me.
Not at all. This is already looking a lot better. A lot more consistent. Another thing I was looking at here is lie angle. And what I've noticed for the most part is when you hit it the way you want to, that club is coming in super square, heel and toe right at the same time. I don't think we're going to need that to touch an upright or flat head.
Okay.
Everything that I've looked at, sometimes it's easy for amateurs to come a little bit toe down, but I mean, you're not seeing that at all.
All right, so as you can see, I hit a lot of irons, and there's so much video I didn't show you of just hitting the iron shots, getting the shafts dialed in, getting the club head dialed in. We really did dive into that and hit a lot of shots there, and we saw some good ones and we saw some not so good ones. We did move into hybrids and 3-woods, which actually moved pretty quickly. And I'll get into the details at the end of the videos on which ones I did select or which ones I was hitting well. I didn't go through a lot of different shafts. I actually didn't go through a lot of different heads. Those really just kind of naturally came, and I felt like I was just hitting a hammer and was really pounding the ball. So felt very confident, and those were pretty easy. Same with driver. I didn't get a lot of video on that, but what I am excited to show you is these Sugar Daddies, which are amazing wedges. Let's check it out.
These are
I've heard
forged and fully milled.
I've heard they're amazing.
They're incredible. So when these come out of the forge, they don't look like this yet. It's like a big kid's club almost, and for $6.5 on each one of these heads that's made, it's a CNC milling drill is used to drill it down to this exact shape. So all the steel is exactly where we want it. It's super, super soft. Full face grooves, which is awesome for somebody like me that's on my wedge shots off the toe for whatever reason.
Sure.
Consistent spin. Not super, I don't know if you've seen like high toe wedges. A little bit higher here. It's not massive, so it doesn't look super weird, but
Yeah.
a little bit higher on the toe for a little more forgiveness.
The 52 for literally everything.
What do you use out of the sand?
60.
Okay. I'm assuming we're going to be sticking with standard line angle, because that's what we did for the irons. And usually I have people take them out on the course anyway, see how they're going on the turf before we mess with line angle on the wedges. But I will be looking at the camera here to see if we can change anything there.
They do feel like absolute buttery.
So for me, like, before I came to PXG, I've been playing these Titleist irons for 10 years, and the biggest difference in my game, numbers-wise, have been my irons, no question. Way more forgiving, more distance, but my favorite clubs in the bag are these sugar daddies. They just feel so good, and I feel like I can do whatever I want with them.
They feel fantastic. If you paid me to hit that line, I think I might hit it every time.
How's that shaft feel?
Yeah, it feels fun.
All right, as you can see, I was super confident hitting those sugar daddies, and they felt absolutely fantastic. I would definitely recommend, even if you're looking for a great wedge in your bag, go check out the PXG sugar daddies. Now, we went and we did also fit for a putter. So I tried mallet to blade, everything in between. We changed the length of the putter as well, along with the thickness of grips, really to kind of see what was working best for me. Now, putting is something that I really enjoy, and I have tried all different types of putters. So I was excited to see what PXG had to offer, and I will go over which putter that I selected as well here at the end of the video. All right, guys. Well, I wanted to give my initial impressions of the experience doing my club fitting. One thing I wanted to show you, I thought this was just the coolest thing, is they have ball markers as their business cards. So Jack did my fitting. He was fantastic. He made the whole process really easy, really encouraging to just be natural in there and swing pure. I will go through the specs here in a minute on what we landed on, and boy, what a great experience. Give it up for PXG. If you haven't given it a shot, go in and see one of them today. All right, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. Did I buy that night? No, but I did the next day. And let me go through what the clubs I landed on. So the irons, I got the 0311, the PG5s. I did the 5-iron through the gap wedge. I did the shaft was the Mitsubishi MMT70R with just the regular grips. I did the hybrid Gen 5 0311 XF. That is the 22 degree. Again, I have the Mitsubishi MMT70R. That is the graphite in there with standard grips. The fairway wood, I did get the 3 wood, PXG 11.3. That's with the Mitsubishi Tennessee AV Raw Blue 65R, so regulars and all. And then for the driver, I did the 0311 XF 10.5 degree with the Mitsubishi Tennessee AV Raw Blue 65R. So once we got into some of the wedges, I did a 52, a 56, and a 60, which is what I currently do now. That was with the True Tempered Elevate MP 95 gram regular shafts, which, by the way, were probably the most exciting part of all the things that I hit. I loved the distance that I was getting out of the irons, but those wedges were unbelievable, and I highly recommend going and checking them out. And sorry I'm reading this, but I want to make sure I'm giving accurate information. And then the putter, I went with the Battle Ready Dagger, which is one of the newer putters that they just came out with. Just straight shaft, with a little bit of weight in that to help with the turnover that I have on that. And so currently, depending on when you're watching this video, there's a couple things that I'm really excited about, which I think allows me to get into PXG when maybe before I wouldn't have considered it. One is they had a pretty cool full bag promotion going on where you got all your irons, well, essentially 14 clubs, we'll call it. Okay, so however that shakes out, but it needed to include a putter, a driver, and then your main irons and kind of how you shake out woods. You also got a bag, a free bag that came with it. So I got the white camo bag. I'll show you that in one of my upcoming videos, along with a polo and a hat. So certainly ready to represent. And I think PXG is doing it right, getting the branding out there, getting you to have a full set of PXG. I'll go through what's in my bag in a later video, but I've got a hodgepodge of different brands and clubs that I'm trying to piecemeal together, whereas PXG is really trying to get you full in, which I really like. I mean, if you're going to do it right, right? But overall, I can't wait for the clubs to come in. I did order them. From what I'm told, they usually only take a few days, and right now they have free shipping as well, right to the house. So I'm excited to do that, and I will do an unboxing in a future video and in my first couple range sessions with them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and I'll see you on the next video.